What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have a battle submission from Waddles 2000 who hits Legend in the Ultra League with this team, Giratina Altered, Cobalion, and Walrein. Now, I do want you guys to provide your feedback. What do you guys think about this camera lighting? I know it's not the direct light that I usually have, but if I'm being completely honest, I feel like I get blinded every time I do shoutcasts with that light. So let me know if this lighting is okay. Is it alright? Do you not even care? You want to see the battles? Just let me know. If you guys want to see the other light because you think it's better, then I'll bring it back and I'll go blind for 20 minutes at a time during the day. But anyways, this video, along with a couple others, I've had quite a few submissions this last weekend. A lot of players hitting Legend with Ultra League teams. So we're going to be shoutcasting. There's 3 shoutcasts that I have for you guys. This is the first one. There's going to be 2 others. So be on the lookout as these teams have some variety to them. But shout out to Waddles 2000. Congrats on hitting Legend. And let's see their final set. Alright, getting into the first battle here, we have Giratina Altered on the lead versus Galvantula. So that's kind of spicy and somewhat of a good lead right here for them, as we will see them swap out into a Swampert, so that Walrein is going to go ahead and come right in. Now, Walrein in this matchup just needs to watch out for the Earthquake, but the Swampert here, obviously, with Icicle Spear, is just going to get bombarded. Now, they go ahead and let the first charge move go through, and it is a Hydro Cannon. That is a huge advantage right now in terms of energy, because the Walrein didn't need to shield that. And now we're just going to be seeing Icicle Spears come through, putting a lot of pressure here on Swampert as they go for the back-to-back. And they could, we'll have to see what they decide, but they could commit to the full farm down right here. The opponent actually decides to shield, so now Walrein will be forced to shield this Earthquake if they want to maintain switch advantage, which is what they're looking to do. And it is going to be the Earthquake. So that's huge right there. That's a lot of energy soaked up, as they can easily go for another Icicle Spear. Now, I feel like they could have gotten away with a few extra Powder Snows, but that's minor. The opponent shields anyway, so actually it didn't matter. They're wanting to get to another Earthquake in time, as the Walrein will give up 2 shields. Obviously, you want to take this hard switch advantage, and it is going to be a second Earthquake, which is perfect. They can now commit to that farm down that we talked about earlier. They have lots of stored energy. Let's see what decides to come in. It is going to be the Galvantula, so they're going to go ahead and go for Icicle Spears. Now, you might be thinking, why not go for the Earthquake? The Earthquake only does neutral damage because of the bug typing there as well, and they might just be able to get to 3 Icicle Spears, but the opponent throws the energy, so unfortunately not able to get the next charge move off, as the lunge will take them out. But they do have Giratina Altered, and a Ninetales come in, and that's game over. Cobalion with Double Kick and Stone Edge takes it very quickly right there. And that's what's cool if you guys haven't built a Cobalion yet. It's been one of my favorite Pokemon for the Ultra League that I have myself invested in. Stone Edge, Double Kick, Sacred Sword, it is awesome, and got me a lot of elo over the seasons in the Ultra League. So good first game right there. As you guys can see, this is their final set. So let's see what they do face in game 2. We have Giratina versus Shadow Alolan Sandslash. This is a tough one to take down, and an obvious core breaker on this team, because it just does so well against every single Pokemon. Now, Cobalion obviously has to watch out for the Drill Run, while still doing super effective with Double Kick and Sacred Sword, and the opponent now swaps out into Jellicent. But the tough thing about the Alolan Sandslash is how much energy it has, and this is very dangerous for them as they go for an Earthquake now against Jellicent. This Jellicent does have Bubble, but it ultimately doesn't matter because they should be able to get to the Shadow Ball, as Walrein's going to go ahead and give up a shield. Now, they really want Switch Advantage right here if they can get it, but ultimately the cost of getting Switch Advantage is going to be 2 full shields, which is going to be unfortunate for Cobalion in the back, because Drill Run, right, with how much energy there is on the Alolan Sandslash, could prove very tough for them, but it's never over till it's over. They do decide to give up another shield. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a swap out here at some point to bait out the Alolan Sandslash again and have it drain its energy, but we will see an Icicle Spear be thrown now, trying to get a shield bait from the opponent, and they don't fall for it. That is unfortunate, as now they're going to be forced to throw the Earthquake as well, and the opponent could easily shield this, but I think the bigger concern for the opponent is, bigger advantage in the opponent's eyes is probably energy. So they do get to an Icicle Spear here, and now this is where Alolan Sandslash is basically near 100 energy, which is very dangerous, especially since they didn't shield right there. And Cobalion's going to come in, and this is where, just because you have the hard counter with double kick and sacred sword, the drill runs do so much, and they go ahead and try to catch the charge move there. Unfortunately, they weren't able to, so the Shadow Alolan Sandslash will be taking this one, and rightfully so. I mean, it's got the perfect move set in order to take this team down, and the typing as well, where it only needs to really be concerned about the Cobalion. So this is a legend run, right? So they, just because they lose, actually we don't know if they lose right here. I'm guessing they do, as they'll probably shield the Shadow Sneak. Yeah, they do decide to shield, and that's going to be a good game. They do decide to surrender. So even though they lose right there and they were core broken by the Shadow Alolan Sandslash, they're still able to push to Legend. So just because, right, you get hard countered by one Pokemon, if you can avoid that Pokemon through a majority of your battles, right, you're probably going to see a higher win rate. Obviously, as long as you know what you're doing with your team. Good game, though. Let's go ahead and see the next one. This is going to be Giratina versus Shadow Dragonite. Oh, this is kind of a tough one. They do have a good answer in the back with Walrein, but both Pokemon here are going to be able to do super effective damage to each other with the Dragon Claws, but Dragon Breath does add up very quickly. Now, on the flip side, Shadow Dragonite here takes a lot of damage from Dragon Claw, so they're going to be forced to shield, and this might be a situation where they look to one shield and then come in with Walrein potentially, because the Dragonite is going to be able to farm down. So they're going to go ahead and shield, go for the Dragon Claw. Now, they don't get to another Dragon Claw in time, I don't believe, so they have to swap out, which if they do get the final shield, which they're going to go ahead and come in with Cobalion, which now will still take a lot of damage from Superpower. They're going to go ahead and shield. And let's see if it is going to be. It is the Superpower, which means we're going to be seeing a swap out now into Jellicent. And it's all going to come down to what is that final Pokemon. Now, thankfully, Cobalion here was Stone Edge. This is why I love this move setup here on a Cobalion, the Sacred Sword Stone Edge, is because you have that neutral damage to Ghosts, which otherwise resist the fighting type moves, and you also have the hard hitting damage to the flyers, whether it's Dragonite, Charizard, whatever you have back there, the opponent might have back there. The Stone Edge really helps out, and especially against Alolan Ninetales as well. So 2 Stone Edges gets the Jellicent extremely low, but unfortunately for Cobalion, they're not going to be able to win this mid-game matchup, as a Surf does come through. They're going to try to get to another one in time. No, they're going to bank a charge move and come in with Giratina Altered instead. That banked charge move might come in clutch here in the end game, because we don't know what the final Pokemon is. But if we look at the matchups right here, Shadow Dragonite and a Jellicent, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Steel type in the back. And there is. It's going to be a Cobalion, so this is huge now that they have the Sacred Sword, and they got to be careful about when they use it, because the opponent could try to catch a charge move on the Dragonite. It's going to be dangerous. Let's see if they just try to go for it right away, or they try to maybe CMP tie. Let's see. They come in with Walrein. They're obviously going to try to go for the Earthquake. Cobalion has a lot of energy, though. 2 Sacred Swords might just be enough. Let's see. There's one. Yeah, 2 Sacred Swords might be enough. They're going to go ahead and swap and CMP. They do catch the charge move, but unfortunately they weren't able to throw their own Sacred Sword right there, but ultimately they caught it, which is perfect. The opponent swaps out, and now they're going to get farmed down by Powder Snow, but instead they go for the Icicle Spear here to take down the Dragonite, and now it's going to be a race to Earthquake and Sacred Sword. I think the Walrein might just have it, and they do. That is going to be a good battle. So Walrein able to sweep it right there, getting that nice healthy farm down against the Dragonite. Boom! And takes down the Cobalion with the Earthquake. Good battle. All right. Moving into the next one. This is a full set right here, so they're just kind of going in. There's so many teams that they got. That's another question I have. I personally only run with one team there, and then if I'm going to use a different team, I change it out. I don't keep a bunch of different teams, because I have the habit, when I used to do that, of queuing in with a different team. Do you guys do the same? Let me know. We got Galvantula here on the lead, and this time the opponent's deciding to stay in. This could be a tell that they might be core broken in the back, so you got to start questioning what could be back there. There could be a fighter. In this case, well, actually, they have a Mandibuzz swap in. So, actually, it might be a Jellicent. which could be core broken, obviously, with Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak, but now they can go ahead and go for Ice Cold Spears here in this matchup, and ultimately don't have to worry. Mandibuzz is like the Flying Umbreon. It's just an extremely tanky, dark-type Pokemon, in this case, Dark Flying, right? And ultimately, they can come in and with Walrein here, just overload on energy. You want to come out of here with a charge move if possible, so that you can put pressure on the Galvantula in the back end. So they're going to go ahead and go for the Icicle Spear, and now they might be able to get that really nice farm down, because this shouldn't be enough to KO. Yeah, they should be able to get a couple Powder Snows right here and have a charge move ready to go. Perfect. So now they can go for that against the Galvantula, but Galvantula decided to go for the charge move right away to get Walrein out of there. So now they are out of energy. I believe they only did 3 Volt Switches in the beginning matchup, and they surrendered. They are extremely core broken. I wonder what it could have been. Maybe a Machamp? I'm just trying to think of something where they have just like no play, especially with 2 shields, and it's got to be some type of fighter without coverage. I mean, obviously Machamp could have payback, but ultimately it's not going to be able to punch its way through right there. So good game. It's always nice when you're climbing and you get those surrenders. It's like a sigh of relief. All right, moving in. I believe this is the final battle. It is going to be another Galvantula. 3 Galvantulas in this set. Yet I never saw one in the 27, 28, 2900s. All right, we have a safe swap into Galarian Stunfisk. This is an obvious tell that this is probably a double steel team. Could be wrong. Or, I mean, it's a team with another Pokemon weak to fighting type moves, most likely. So, thinking about it, could be maybe something like Obstagoon, could be something like a Snorlax, could be something like a Registeel. But having that many Pokemon weak to Charizard might also not be too hot, but they do have good coverage. But Sacred Sword here is going to make quick work of the Galarian Stunfisk. They decide to shield. Okay, very interesting, wanting to land this Earthquake as Cobalion. Do you give up the final shield here? Yeah, they do give it the final shield. It's just going to be another Rock Slide, unfortunately. So now, actually, I missed the first charge move. I don't know if the first one was Rock Slide. It might have been the Earthquake, but I was just jibber-jabbering too much. They do get the... Oh, man. Are they going to get to an Earthquake here in time? I don't think it's enough to KO the Cobalion, though. Let's see. It is the Earthquake, and it is enough. Boom! Okay, they come in with Walrein now to do a very healthy Powder Snow down, which only tanking a Rock Slide, even though it is super effective, is not going to be enough to KO, and they can easily get a ton of energy from this matchup and have a charge move ready to go for the Galvantula in the back, as they can now go for probably double Icicle Spear, swap into Giratina, potentially catch the charge move, as that's going to be 1 Volt Switch. There's 2, there's 3, and they swap. They caught it anyway, so no throw, but that is still a beautiful catch. Hopefully this is going to be Discharge. No, it's going to be the Lunge, so still gets the debuff there. It's actually going to be a Jellicent in the back, so I was completely wrong that it was another Steel right there. But Jellicent here might just be able to take down the Giratina in time, because 1 Shadow Ball plus this Hex damage should be enough. But Walrein does have a good amount of energy. Now, I think they are in the Legend win category, so Shadow Ball wasn't enough right there. They do get to double Dragon Claw. I don't know. I think that Hex got through, but I don't think Giratina is going to be able to survive. Let's find out. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, they do get the second one off, which means Icicle Spear here against the Jellicent should be enough damage. Yeah, definitely should be, as they can throw it. And now it's going to be a race to the next charge move there against Galvantula. But Galvantula is also out of energy, so it's Volt Switch versus Powder Snow and Icicle Spear. And looks like... Wow, they over-farmed just to do a subtle flex that, you know what, I can beat you right here. And they do get the Icicle Spear off in time, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. It looks like the opponent might... No, just a bit of lag. So, good game. 4-1 set right there with this team. They said in the description, Waddles 2000 did, that they went from 2,500 to 3,000 rating in, I believe they said 5 days. So, basically 100 rating a day with this team. So, huge congratulations there to Waddles 2000. This team looks awesome. Standard Pokemon that you guys probably already have built, and if you haven't already, these are very staple, long-term, solid meta picks for the Ultra League. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.